Hey, it's Danielle, your favorite business strategist and OBM. If you are looking to structure your business for more freedom and life-work balance, then you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Aligned Entrepreneur. Today we're going to be discussing human design and personality and what that has to do with business and creating success rapidly. In my journey, in a recent episode, I talked about how when I started network marketing, I was really literally investigating the top leaders to see how they were being so successful. And once I learned and discovered what they were doing, I started trying to business hack what they were doing and implement the strategies that they were using. Because they were all over social media. They were doing their own thing. They were positioning themselves as expert leaders. And when I started with that and started incorporating the social media strategies that they were using, what I quickly realized was, whoa, hold up. Because I'm an ambivert. So I'm not exactly an introvert, but I'm not an extrovert either. And when it comes to where I fall on that scale of ambivert, I definitely lean more to the introvert side. So yes, while deep, meaningful conversations light me up, I need them to be more one-to-one and not in a big group and different things. And I definitely need, because I'm an empath, I vibe off others, and I have to do a lot of grounding work that I've learned how to do, to stay in balance with my energy versus taking on everybody else's energy. But learning these things about my own personality and who I am has been so beneficial in my journey to the success that I have. And again, learning human design was one of these contributing factors to being able to really learn how to accept myself. So not only is this a self-awareness journey of just who am I, but it's also a self-acceptance journey because we have to accept who we are. We're all uniquely created, and God really did, make us very, very unique and individualized. And we have to learn how to, on this journey, if we want to align our businesses to us to be that solopreneur who can manage, operate, and scale it rapidly to get the results that we want, not only in our business, but our life as well. We really have to learn who we are in order to structure that business according to us so that we can, I hate these words, be consistent and be committed. So these words, I used to have coaches literally yell at me, and they're like, well, you're just not consistent enough, or you're not committed enough. And that is definitely not the case. So when I learned my human design and my personality type and all these things, it really was that turn of the rock, you might say. I don't know what a good phrase is when it comes to that, but it was that turning point when things started to really change and I understood and started accepting myself for who I am. So by human design, I am a manifester. And so if you know anything about human design, you know that manifestors are like a very small percent of the world. Not only am I a manifestor, but I am an INFJA type personality when it comes to the 16 personalities. And when you combine these two, they are a very, very unique individual. That is the percentage of us in the world is just very small. And so I kept finding every time that I would hire coaches and different things that I felt like they just did not understand me. And it was like, okay, well, why do they not understand? Like, because my personality is, and the behaviors that I have very dynamic energy. And if you know anything about the manifestor, you know, like, that is true. Like, we have straight ups, and then we have bottom outs, that plateau when it comes to energy. So someone, I can't remember who it was, but someone mentioned one time in a training, they referred to manifestors as a train. And I was like, oh my gosh, what a good physical analogy, because the train, it sits there, it gets loaded, and so it's on that plateau, and then when it starts going, it's going. Like, you're not going to stop it. Get out of the intersection, because it is coming through. And that is literally the exact example of what my energy is. When I'm inspired, I am untouchable. I will be at the top of the mountain before you can say, let's go, let's climb. And I'll already be up there, and I'll be looking back and saying, are you coming? And and like, one of the things that I've learned about being a manifestor is I have to do my duty to inform people of what's going on when that inspiration strikes, because if not, they're getting left behind, and it's just a rocket straight up. And so in those moments of learning this about myself, it really helped me to accept who I am. So now when I structure my business, I literally have to put time off in my business year. So my literal business year runs from August, when my kids go back to school, to May, when they get out of school. I take the complete summer off so that I can be with them, I can rest, I can rejuvenate. And even in the midst of how I operate my business from week to week and day to day, I also have to be careful and mindful of my energy, because it does. It's like, one week I will be hyper focused, and I literally, I'm in it. The messages are flowing, everything's going, content's coming out of me perfectly. And then it's just dead. Nothing. I've got nothing. I've got no energy. I've got nothing to give to anybody. And it's like, okay, well, how do you learn how to operate a business when this is your normal? Like, this is just how you are. And so that has been a journey, learning how to figure out how to structure my own business. In that first episode, I mentioned, I felt like I needed support. Like, I needed myself to help me, because I've had coaches, if you're a business strategist, just help yourself. And it's not that simple, you guys, because we're too connected to it. We're too emotionally, connected to our businesses. But in essence of that, like, there's still so much I need to learn about myself. I still feel like, years down the road. But I have learned how to structure my business in a way that it fits me. And whenever I started doing that way back when I was in network marketing and figuring out what worked for me, literally within 90 days, everything in my business changed. I went from not making anything to literally having 50 customers, 15 team members, and several one-to-one clients, and hitting 10K months. And it's just like, whoa, wait, what happened? Like, what is happening? Is this real life? Somebody pinch me, because you don't expect it to change that quickly, but it literally can change that quickly when you're in alignment with yourself and your business is performing the way that it needs to perform to suit you. And this just goes back to with what I do as an OBM. One of the things that I do as an OBM is we write out your SOPs, and if you're ready to delegate or outsource, we really figure out who it is that you need and for what projects. So it goes into project management. And whenever we're looking at who you need, again, we have to assess personalities and human design when you're hiring people into your business to get a job done. Because, again, it matters. Even when it comes down to sales in your business, there are 3 different archetypes. You're either a maven, a connector, or a salesperson. And we'll get into the depths of this in another episode. But you are either one of those 3 personality types. And so if you're struggling with sales, again, there are certain strategies that are going to work better for you in order for you to be lit up with that I can do this and this is easy, that ease and flow feeling, versus forcing yourself to do something you don't like. And that was literally what in the very beginning of my business that I was running into. I was running into these strategies that just felt so uncomfortable and forced. Like, I just couldn't do it. Like, it was a muscle that I didn't have in my body. So there was no way that I could build on it to grow the muscle, because that muscle just didn't exist within me. That's just like being very, very social. Yes, I consider myself a social person. I love to talk to people, but I had to learn my baseline on how many people I can talk to in a week's time and have conversations with, and to move people through my client pathway. And I had to figure out what my baseline was, because if I overdo it, boom, burnout, right? And then I need an even longer break to recover and then come back. And just like I was saying, like, consistent and commitment. I've had so many coaches be like, you just need to be more consistent. You need to be more committed. And that was not the truth at all, because if you look at me and you look long term at my journey, I am very committed and I am consistent according to what is right for me, my human design, my personality, and how my natural behaviors are. And so this is one of the things that we really do have to consider when you're going to be that solopreneur and we're structuring your business to suit you so that you can be successful. That's just like we were talking in an earlier episode about moms, and if they have infants and toddlers, business is going to look a lot different for them than it is for somebody who doesn't have kids at all or has older kids who are in school, like mine now are, right? But I've now went to having 2 kids schooling at home. And again, that makes it very different. And that's what I was saying in a past episode as well, is things change with the seasons, and we really have to look at each individual thing to be able to structure your business according to you, your needs, and everything, so that works together to have that ease and flow and rapid success that you're wanting. So when it comes to, structuring your business, when it comes to human design and personality, it's important to have that self-awareness. What is you? What are your natural habits? What is your human design? What does it say about how you make decisions? Because again, Passion Profit CEO, that CEO stands for making savvy decisions for your life and your business. So literally, you have to know about yourself in order to make those savvy decisions for yourself that are going to get you that rapid success quickly. You got to understand, again, how you make decisions, what that looks like, what strategies are best for you based on your personality. Again, I'm a type A personality. I'm very driven, very ambitious. It took me a long time and some personal growth to see myself as a leader. But literally, I have that personality to be a leader. Literally, one time I hired a coach, Mandy Perry, and Oh my gosh, this was, earlier on in my journey. And I was like, what do I teach people? Like, I was still trying to figure out my niche and different things. And I remember her saying, like, just describe to me like your life and the success that you have. And once I told her, she's like, Danielle, you just need to teach people how to take action. And I remember just thinking, this woman is crazy. Like, how do you get somebody to take action? Like, how do you teach somebody to take action? And it was funny though, because after that self-awareness kicked in, and it's like, oh, like I do have that that truth hurts honesty about me, and drill sergeant tone to me sometimes. And it's because it's a part of who I am. She was never wrong in telling me that I need to teach people how to take action. But there was more to it than that I didn't understand. And it's about truly streamlining the action so that you can be more of a high performer versus just helping you to take action, right? It's about saving you time. And, later on, I figured that out. But when she said that, I didn't know my human design back then. And it's so funny now to just hear her voice in my head saying, you just need to help people take action. And it's like, then I find out that I'm a manifester. And what do manifestors do? They literally manifest what they want. And it's through really being savvy and having that gift of literally being able, and again, this goes back to my 16 personalities, INFJ. If I can see that bigger picture of what I want or what you want, it is such a gift and so easy for me to just say, okay, well, here's what we got to do. Like there's this download of the roadmap steps that have to be taken with the milestones, and we can then just lay it out, and it's like, okay, let's fill in these pieces. You got to have this. We got to do this, and this. And then it's, okay, what strategies are we using for this, and this? And this is where that alignment comes in of what I do, and do that coaching, that question coaching, not skills coaching, but question coaching, to pull out of you what's inside of you, what is in alignment, and what strategies are best suited for you based on your skill sets right now. Instead of you having to learn things in order to be successful, we play with what your strengths are right now in this moment to be able to make everything work cohesively together so that, again, you do have that success rapidly. And literally, that is manifestation in a nutshell. It doesn't have to be woo-woo. It's not all about meditation. It's not all about all these different journaling exercises and different things, unless your human design says it is. For some people, that's how they process and manifest. Every one of us can manifest, right? But knowing our human design is one of those things that helps us to understand what that looks like for us. Okay. And so again, with manifestation, human design, something that I've really learned about myself is when I'm living out of alignment with my human design, I experience the emotion of anger and frustration. And so many times on this journey, I have had frustration, feeling like I'm beating my head on a wall, and I would wake up with my face all red, and just, we can't hold anger in our bodies. We have that ability to hold it in our bodies, and it's very detrimental to our health. If you didn't know, I have a background in health and nursing and doing health coaching. And so I know a lot about that. But one of the things that I was doing is I was holding it in my body. And once I learned about human design and that frustration and anger are what I experience when I'm not truly living in alignment with my human design, it has been so much easier to have that self-awareness of, oh my gosh, I've made a wrong decision somewhere. I need to course correct, and I need to get back in alignment. And this is not just for my business. This is my life too. I really assess that on a regular basis of, okay, why do I feel so frustrated and angry when that comes up? Because literally I've made a decision that is not in alignment with me and what I truly desire so that I can manifest it quickly. Because that's what I do. I manifest. And I make things happen and have results. And so knowing that about myself, again, is one of those things that has really helped me on this journey. And understanding all of this and understanding how to look at someone's human design plus their personality type, whether they're an introvert, ambivert, or extrovert, and then looking at their lifestyle and what they want that to look like versus what they're living right now and what their needs are right now. It just makes it so much easier to strategize your business to truly support who you are and what you need to do in order to not only, get those results that you're wanting, whether it be with sales or impact within your business, but also and those profit goals, but also to pair it all together so that it supports you getting that lifestyle that you're wanting, right? And so that's one of the things that really sets me apart from all those other coaches out there, is because I have the ability to pair all this stuff together and really custom tailor your business to you. And just like I said, even when we get into OBM work and the delegation and hiring other people in, we take this into consideration, because even with sales and different things, if you're hiring someone in to do sales, you can look at your personality and you can be like, okay, well, I'm this archetype when it comes to sales. If I bring in this person, this will absolutely shoot my sales through the roof when we start implementing what their gift is in that department. And oh my gosh, literally trajectory change for your business when we look into those things. But again, that's a decision that you have to make. Do you want to add people to your team, or do you want to keep your business as a solopreneur? Do you just want to manage it yourself? Either is completely fine, but you have to know what you want in order to have it. And you're going to hear me preach that over and over and over again, because that truly is the most crucial step of all of this, is understanding what you want in every season throughout your business. Yes, it's going to grow and it's going to change. So there's always going to be that revisiting this work and structuring everything to suit as you grow and as things change within your business, right? So some of the work that I do is helping people who are one-to-one service providers figure out how to operate their business and up-level their offer so that they can work one-to-many, because you grow out of the one-to-one at some point, especially when you're wanting more of that life-work balance and more time freedom. And again, so your desires as a person it's crucial to know what those are and not make yourself wrong for those things. And that's one of the things that I really did a lot before knowing my human design and really digging into my own personality, because I kept comparing myself, and that comparison really has the ability to tear you down instead of build you up. And that was something that I did a lot in the beginning of this journey, is I kept comparing myself to other people. Just like when I felt that call to pivot to business coaching and consulting and strategy, I was like, I'm not qualified to be here, because I was looking at every other business coach and strategist out there, and it just felt like they knew so much more than I did. That comparison literally held me back in the beginning. And same thing, whenever I got to business hacking and stuff, whenever I very first started this journey, I just felt like I was not enough, because once I started applying those strategies that weren't for me and they were literally for the other person, when I was doing that, I just felt like I was not enough. Gosh, I'm never going to be able to do this. again, because it just felt like, I didn't have that muscle. So there was no way to build on that muscle and to grow that muscle because it just didn't exist. No matter how hard I was trying to force myself to create these habits, to do the strategy, I would try it and try it and try it. And I'd jump into burnout, and it's just like, gosh, why can I not do this? Like, is this really not for me? Am I not supposed to be an entrepreneur? All these things would come up. All these things in my head would come up. And that wasn't the case at all. It was just the simple fact that I hadn't aligned to myself. I was not self-aware. I had not accepted who I was. And I definitely wasn't using strategies that were aligned with my strengths in order for me to be successful. And so if you're struggling in your business and you're like, gosh, like I feel like I'm not enough constantly. And I feel like coaches tell me all the time that I'm not consistent enough or not committed enough or any of those things, know that that is truly not the case, and you need to run as far from those coaches as you possibly can, because the true key to your success is truly just tapping into your alignment with who you actually are and doing that self-discovery, self-awareness, and self-acceptance work, so that way you can come up with the savvier strategies that are for you. And you can lean into those instead of forcing yourself to be someone that you're not. When you can tap into being aligned with it and accepting exactly who you are right now in this moment, instead of constantly forcing yourself to be something that you're not, you will see results quickly. And that's what all of this boils down to as the aligned entrepreneur. There are so many things that you need alignment with. You need to know what your goals are in order to create the alignment of the roadmap that's going to get you there and to create those milestones. You need alignment within your business of your operations, because again, a business is not just one puzzle piece. A business is holistic. You have a whole freaking puzzle, and those puzzle pieces have to fit together. Just like think of the border of the puzzle. You've got to have that whole border of the puzzle for it to go around and around. And then you got to have all the pieces that go into that puzzle, which are the strategies that you're using. Those have to fit together to really make the business operate as it should, because your business is not just marketing. Your business is not just sales. Your business is not just customer product delivery. It is not, or service delivery. It's not just customer satisfaction. Like, there are all these different areas within your business that you have to look at and figure out how you're going to operate and manage, especially as a solopreneur. And then again, it goes into leadership and finding the right person for the team and what role is best for them to cover. I experienced that whenever I hired my first VA. I literally had to figure out, so I hired her for one thing, but we literally had to assess, what her skill sets were and different things. And I had to find better projects for her, because when I would get things back, it was just like, it wasn't to the standard of what I was wanting. And, it wasn't that I was trying to be mean or hurtful or any of those things, but I wanted things a certain way and it just wasn't working. So I had to find other projects for her to do to where what I was paying her was actually beneficial and I was actually getting something out of it versus getting things back from her and then having to redo them. And it was still taking up my time. And then it wasn't beneficial for me to actually even have her. And so again, this is just one of those things. It wasn't that I didn't love her as a person or love the skill sets that she had. We just had to find out what was the best place for her in my business and what task that was, so that our relationship could be more meaningful. And so whenever you're delegating things out and outsourcing and all those things, again, you have to qualify people. You have to see what their skill sets are. You almost have to do like a trial run basis to really see if they're going to be able to to hold up to the expectations of what you're needing when it comes to the work that needs to be done. And if you have those SOPs in place and you have everything written out, then it's a whole lot easier for them to know exactly what those standards are that you're needing and what those rules are that you want them to stay within to do the projects. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I feel like I'm starting to veer off topic. But yeah, when it comes to structuring your business, if you want rapid results, not only just in your business, but to create that lifestyle that you actually want to live, it really boils down to looking at your personality, your human design, and all those things, and figuring out how you can restructure your business in a way that it's truly going to support you having more of that life you want and supporting you as a person so that you can manage and operate your business aligned with your strengths versus trying to operate your business with your weaknesses. So this literally goes into SWOT analysis, where you're looking at your competitors and figuring out, your SWOT, and which is strengths and weaknesses. But this is not, for comparison to make you feel bad. It is literally to help you to figure out what is the most beneficial thing that you can do for your business to find the gap that you want to fill in the industry to be more successful. And it's really helping you to play off of those strengths versus the weaknesses. So if you have questions about this, by all means, reach out to me. I'm available in Facebook Messenger, or if you really want to dive into this work, jump on a free call that can be scheduled at passionprofitceo.com. And I look forward to learning more about your business, learning more about you. Definitely jump in the Facebook Passion Profit CEO community. Let us know what human design you are. Let us know what, 16 personalities. What are you there? What is your personality? Tell us about you. I would love to just hear more about you and figure out, this is where my strategy brain comes in. I just love figuring out, what those strategies are that are best for you, and seeing that and seeing it all fall into place. So be sure to get in the Passion Profit CEO group, introduce yourself, tell us all about you, tell us your personality, introvert, extrovert, ambivert, or what your 16 personalities. Are you an INFJA too? Or what are you? And what is your human design, if you know that as well? All right, you guys, we'll talk soon. As always, if you love this episode, be sure to share it on social media. Give the podcast a 5-star rating on Spotify, as this helps us to reach the people who need it and for them to get the support that they need. If you would like to sponsor this podcast, and or be a guest expert or do a hot seat call, be sure to reach out to me on Facebook Messenger or schedule a consult call at passionprofitceo.com to just discuss it all. All right, guys, have a very, very blessed day.